Hey guys, my name is Lori and welcome to the Icing Artist. This week I am unbelievably excited to show you guys how to make the Harry Potter Monster Book of Monsters cake. Love Harry Potter and Flying on a Broomstick was so much fun. With the new Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find the movie coming out, Carly Toffle and I decided to work together on bringing you guys some Harry Potter themed cakes. So make sure to stay tuned right to the end of the video to see what she came up with and of course for more clips of me flying on a broomstick. To make my monster book, I'm using a 9x13 chocolate cake. I decided to make this whole cake using buttercream icing, so I'm going to crumb coat it using some chocolate buttercream icing. I'm applying the icing to my cake using a 789 piping tip and then just smoothing that out with an offset spatula using a piece of paper towel to really help me get a final finish, rubbing it on top of the cake and then peeling it off. For the pages of my book, I'm going to use vanilla buttercream icing, except flipping that 789 piping tip around so that the jagged side is out and it's going to scrape along to make pages. Firmly press that against the side of my cake and then I'm going to pipe that going along the three sides of the cake. Kind of smush the corners together using a piece of paper towel to make them nice and sharp. Now this isn't a new book, this is like an old ancient monster book, so we needed to dirty these pages up a bit. To do that, I'm using my airbrush machine. I'm going to start by airbrushing some ivory going around it, kind of blotchy all over the place, and then go back on top of that with some brown, and then go back on top of that again with some black, and you're just kind of fading around into the different corners really to give it some texture and depth. It's supposed to look messy, guys. It's an old book. Love this airbrush machine. It works fantastic. So if you guys are looking for like an inexpensive one, I'll leave links in the description box below where you can find that, as well as to all the tools and recipes used in this video. My favorite part of this cake is those big monster gums. I swear that scene in Harry Potter when he comes out of the bed and he just with all the pages flying all over the place. It's so hilarious. So for those gums, you're gonna need some pink fondant. So I molded his top gun. He did this over a square cake pan, so that way it's the perfect shape to kind of go right on top of the cake. Once you're kind of happy with the shape, you can use your gum paste tools to kind of add more like teeth lines where the gums are going to go, make little holes for the kind of fangs, teeth to kind of slide into. So then I painted them with a little bit of red food coloring with a little bit of brown into it to kind of make it look like muddy. For the teeth slash fangs, I took some ivory fondant and rolled those into like little sharp points and then glued those into the gums just using some water. I then painted them finally using a little bit of mixture of yellow food coloring and brown food coloring diluted again, just to kind of give the teeth more of like a gross effect to them. Then I repeat the exact same steps with the bottom gums. Now I made mine the night before so they could harden up so I can just place them on the cake easily, but of course you guys can make them weeks ahead of time or you can make them time off, it's entirely up to you. To stick the gums onto the cake, I just applied a little bit of gel paste and then kind of slid those on. This book is already looking super cool. Are you guys subscribed to the Icing Artist yet? Because if not, I would love for you guys to hit that big red subscribe button underneath me, because I actually put out new cake decorating videos every single week. To add a border to the cake, I used a number 10 piping tip and just kind of piped some brown buttercream going around the base of the cake. Now it's time to pipe on those little arms. I don't know what they are, but they're really cool. So I did that using the same number 10 piping tip, just applied a lot of pressure to the cake and then kind of pulled off squiggling out. And that's gonna create all these little arm things that are gonna go all the way around the cake. And then kind of taper back going towards the spine of the book. And you're gonna do the same thing with the top of the book, except you're gonna allow those to kind of fall down onto the pages to kind of support the weight of the buttercream. I actually love this like little creature that's in the movie. He's one of my favorite props characters, I don't know what you want to call him, but he's fantastic. To blend those into the cake and make sure they're nice and stuck, I just use the dry paintbrush and kind of brush them inwards. I'm going to add some extra buttercream over that top gun to kind of give him a lip and then brush that back towards the cake. Now it's time for our monster's eyes. They're kind of like a spider. This book kind of I always kind of a spider book, but I don't think he's actually a spider. But I think it's his arms and all of his like little creepy legs. So we're gonna need some black fondant. I rolled those into tight little balls, almost like marbles. To create the yellow part of his eye, I rolled out some yellow fondant, cut out a little circle, and then created almost like a little cat eye shape. Did the same thing with the black, and then layered those up using water and glued those onto the ball. To give them kind of like an eyeball sheen, I just brushed them with some gel paste. Now that those are ready, you can just set those aside for a minute while we start making the fur. For fur, I decided to use a grass tip and my chocolate buttercream again. And you kind of want to work in layers so the fur is kind of overlapping all over the place and kind of going in different directions. I'm starting towards the back and kind of just pulling forward, kind of going all over. Now it's time to stick those eyes onto the cake, and I kind of did them facing in different directions, though he looked really creepy, kind of like a spider. To make little eyelids, I just piped some buttercream going over, then used a piece of paper towel and kind of smooth that down, blending it into the cake. And of course, the farther the eyelids are down, the angrier your spider monster thing is gonna look. Now you can just keep adding fur over fur over fur over fur, kind of going all the way towards the front of the cake. Once you're done the front, you can start working on the spine of the book, and you're gonna start at the base of the cake and kind of go up and around and up and around. Kind of blending it all the way into the cake. Because I need to add the text to this textbook, I'm going to use a piece of paper towel and just flatten out some of the fur right in the exact kind of spots that I want to put the text. Using a golden yellow buttercream and a number 3 piping tip, I piped on the Monster Book of Monsters text. And of course, if you guys want to add a little extra effect to this cake, you can rip up some little bits of fondant and kind of put them all over his mouth, so it's like he's ripped up all of the little papers. I am seriously in love with this cake. I'm so happy I finally got the chance to do a Harry Potter themed cake. I wanted to do one for so long. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I do, and if you guys did, I would love for you guys to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, because I put up new videos every single week. And of course, for even more Harry Potter greatness and Fantastic Beasts where to find them greatness, you're going to want to check out Carly Toffle's Suitcase cake. She did a fantastic job on this cake. You guys are going to want to check it out and subscribe to her channel, because she does new videos every week too, and they're fantastic. I hope you guys liked my Harry Potter themed scarf my friend got me. I love it. It is super festive, and I even have my little cauldron and my little potions over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and don't forget to tune in next time. Bye guys.